Hi, I'm Farzan Dalal. I'm a communication designer specializing in exhibition and spatial design. Apart from working with spaces, I like making graphic posters and illustrations. I often find my inspiration in nature and happen to collect small naturally found objects. I like writing poetry and maintain a creative writing blog that really helps me center myself from time to time. I prefer to describe myself as someone who is constantly observing and collecting stories and finding a way to represent those stories. I aspire and hope that through my work I can make positive change. In this video, I will discuss a potential circumstance for social change. This representation is a mapping of thoughts that needs to eventually develop and evolve further. There have been many interventions in conflict resolution and reconciliation, although there is a lack of sincere attempts to prevent violence and conflict through design-led interventions. And that is exactly what I intend to do. I have located two pressure points that need serious investigation amongst a few others: human conditioning and identity. I imagine human conditioning to be a series of filters that distorts the actual image. Human conditioning is a great cause of violence and conflict. We are only aware of conflict, of its pain and its pleasure, but we are not aware of our conditioning, that is, our societal and environmental influences. J. Krishnamurti once said, "One sees things in fragments and thinks in fragments. One must inquire into what it means to see totally." On the other hand, Amartya Sen argues that we are becoming increasingly divided along lines of religion and culture, ignoring the many other ways in which people see themselves. I believe the two schools of thoughts have overlapping components that are very relevant while designing alternative ways of being in the current political climate. Through dialogue and participation, I want people to realize that most of us define ourselves as a series of identities that we do not choose for ourselves, but are rather conditioned into believing. For example, our religion, nationality, race, caste, gender, sexual orientation, age, appearance, language, and so on are all identities that were given to us. When any of these identities are challenged, we feel threatened and may resort to violence and conflict. Often we single out an identity of a person or a community and perceive them as a fragment and not in their totality. I want to dissect this illusion of a single identity that fuels conflict and violence. I aspire to make design interventions through critical and lateral thinking that may facilitate a sense of self-awareness, disconnecting from false identity, total seeing, narrowing the gap between us and them. I believe such lateral thinking may not provide solutions to the problems of the world, but can at least cater for better alternatives. At Design for Change in Edinburgh College of Art, I intend to develop these thoughts further, dive deeper into investigating how design thinking percolates through not only social sectors but also within technical and environmental sectors to foster positive change.